everybody. Welcome back to Born Again to Live, the podcast. We are here on a Thankful Thursday with Amy and Eric. So tell me, Eric, what are you thankful for?
People in my life that have skills that I don't.
Like me, you mean?
Just a bunch of things. Like, I lack in a lot of areas. Like, I cannot do mechanical work.
Yeah.
And I got a buddy that I need a tiller to make a new flower bed that I'm making at my house. And, like, I just want to make it nicer in one area, but I need the tiller. The tiller won't work. So I'm like, just dropped it off at his house. And he's like, yeah, I'll fix it.
How you say I'm from West Virginia without saying it? You have a tiller. Yeah, that's interesting. But I do. I love a good mechanical person too. My brain does not work like that.
I mean, I can fix things and do things, but it's just not my strength.
Yep.
So what are you thankful for?
I'm kind of thankful that now that Easter is past us, we are right in smack dab the middle of camp season. I am so excited. We just had a work weekend and got a bunch of just kind of little things done, but just gearing up for this next camping season. I'm so excited, Eric. I just see God sort of exploding this ministry here. And yeah, it's just amazing. I'm just, I couldn't be happier.
That's awesome. All right. So we told you yesterday we were going to jump back into fruit. Well, we lied to you. We're kind of going to jump into fruit, but it's more of a parable.
Yes.
I forgot tomorrow was Thursday, and today is Thursday now.
That's right. So we have started on season 2. We are now using our Thankful Thursdays to do a parable every Thursday. And I did like your idea that since we started off our fruits of the Spirit, assigning love as the grape and the grapevine, you wanted to do the parable of the old wineskins.
Yeah. And I think that fits perfectly because it is also a parable of the law and grace.
Yeah, we are talking. I feel like we've talked more about the law in the last 20 episodes than we did all last season. But
probably.
That's interesting.
I don't know, maybe my mindset's changed a little, or my focus has changed, or God's moved me a little bit, thrown me in a spot. But yeah, the transition from law to grace has been on my consciousness lately.
Yeah. Maybe we need to do a whole section on the law of Moses, because, I mean, is it just what's written in Deuteronomy and Leviticus, or is there more that we don't even have in the Bible, I guess is my question.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I know that Leviticus, again, we go over that's for the Levitical priests. We'll skip that part.
Okay.
But I think in Deuteronomy, there's like 1,000 things that are do's and don'ts.
Okay.
Is
it that many?
I think it's like, it's either 600 or 1,000.
Well, I was going to say, in the Chosen, they would always say we have 612 things that we have
There you go. Maybe it's 612.
Something like that.
Somebody had told me one time it was like 1,000 do's and don'ts.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Either way, that's a huge number.
That is a huge number.
And I like love.
Yeah.
Love's more fun. All of grace
is
just love everybody, and let the Spirit guide you. We're done.
Yeah, that's a very convenient thing for just a fly by the seat of their pants kind of guy like you, Eric, right? Yeah. I personally like scripture, but it's easier to like do what it says and check the box in my world than to just freestyle it. Like that's how my mind. That's why God put us together, Eric. We complement each other.
I couldn't in old time, like back in Jesus's day, I probably would have been the guy who would accidentally bump into a leper because I forgot something at home because I didn't plan ahead. So I'll just detour through here. Who cares? Oh, this is the leper village.
Oh, darn it.
I forgot. 7 days with him.
I was going to say, 8 months later, like, where's Eric? And like, oh, he keeps going through that leper colony again.
Like he forgot to turn that. Like, did anybody tell him we changed it?
Right?
Like, no, Eric forgets to check the boxes before he leaves the house. And yeah, I started recently for a reason. I had to take my keys out of my truck. And for my whole life, I've left keys in my truck at night.
I know.
Well, I started taking them out and I hung them on a little key thing that I have conveniently inside my door. The other day, I got out to my truck and I had to walk back in and get my keys. And it's happened 3 times since I started doing this. And I'm like, sooner or later, I'm going to learn that I need my keys, but like, I just can't get that process. Like, so yeah, I'm not real good at change.
Well, and I think you came to the very first core team meeting here at Big Blue, Eric, with without a date book. We're all looking at you like, what is your problem? And I'm thinking, he must use his phone calendar. No, he just doesn't write things down ever.
It took about a year, maybe longer, for me to actually start writing things down.
Yeah. Well, I think like there was sort of this perfect storm of Big Blue, of, Jay Morgan and going through the Numa school. And like you really grew in your organizational skills, Eric. So I have to commend you. But anyway, yeah. So you really do love living under the law of grace, don't you?
Yes, I do. And Rabbit Trail. The other day I was talking and having the same conversation with Steve, and we were talking about a thing that's coming up. And like a couple years ago, I thought I was destined for this one thing. And I compared it to when David was anointed king.
Mm-hmm.
Like God anointed him king, but he didn't make him king.
Right.
So like maybe a couple years ago, God said, Eric, this is your destiny. This is what you're going to be. And I'm like, yeah, I can do that. I can do that. And he's like, no. We got to grow you.
Yeah.
We got to get you on the right path and make you get all these things to work out right. And then we're going to put you there now.
Yes.
And so I told him, I'm like, I feel like King David. Like, David grew the entire time he was running and got to be the person he could be and was closer to God because of he was anointed. He knew his destination, but he didn't know how he was going to get there. So I think that's with me and core team and all the things that you mentioned, like Numa and barbecue and the store and da-da-da-da. I had to learn how to grow to do the things that I need to do for the next chapter that God's assigned me for.
Well, and the other thing that happened during that, how many years was he high now? 12?
22?
22, good grief. The other thing that happened during that time is he was amassing like his kind of followers in a way, but like we can say in today's term, support structure, right? Because I guess the thing is back then, like with David, you would have been like a pretender if you tried to take a throne that was not yours by birth, right? Everybody knew him. Jonathan's going to be the next king. He's the son of Saul. He's going to be the next king. But over the course of those 20 years, like, yes, God was growing David, but he's also bringing more and more people into David's like loyalty. And it just became so obvious more and more that, okay, God really did anoint this person. And so, yeah, I think, and to that point too, Eric, I think you have really found your people groups and your community groups, and it's just making you an effective leader here at Big Blue. So good job, Eric.
Yay.
Smelly sticker for Eric. Okay, but we're not talking about Eric. We're talking about a parable.
A parable.
Hi. It can apply to all of us, though. And it's about to.
This whole grace thing, man, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Catch on to it.
Law and grace and Habakkuk. That is what season 2 could be summarized in. Maybe that sounds like that could be a fun song. We need to write a song about that. Maybe a rap. Okay. I'll share it my next lyrical Monday. Okie dokie. We are in Matthew 9, and this is 14 through 17. It says, Then John's disciples came and asked him, How is it that we and the Pharisees fast often, but your disciples do not fast? Jesus answered, How can the guest of the bridegroom mourn while he is with them? The time will come when the bridegroom will be taken from them. Then they will fast. No one sews a patch of unshrunk cloth on an old garment, for the patch will pull away from the garment, making the tear worse. Neither do people pour new wine into old wineskins. If they do, the skins will burst. The wine will run out and the wineskins will be ruined. No, they pour new wine into new wineskins, and both are preserved. Okay, Eric, when I was younger in my walk, these were very vexing things that Jesus said. They really were. So let's dig in. What do you got for me?
Well, I just get caught up in the beginning when the Pharisees, when John's disciples, John knew who Jesus was.
John the Baptist, right?
John the Baptist.
Yep.
He knew exactly who he was. He's like, man, there's no doubt this is the Messiah. This is the Son of God. His disciples are like, why in the world don't you have to do what we do?
Yeah.
And so he's questioning, but it's this whole fasting thing. So it's like, well, the law says we have to fast.
Mm-hmm.
But Jesus is like, no. We have a different standard because I'm here.
Yeah.
And so that's where law and grace. And I can only imagine like how much of a struggle it was for everyone in that day when Jesus was alive.
I know.
That all they knew was law. Like, thank God we knew grace from the time I was born, because all I ever knew was law. I don't know how it functioned. Think about these third world countries that are out there now that have been under like dictator ruleship and had nothing but law for their entire time.
Yeah.
And imagine if they get a democracy. Like, they get to choose. They get to pick. Like, it's going to be a whole new world. And they're like, well, I don't know what to do. Like, tell me who to vote for.
Yeah.
Tell me who to vote. And like, no, that's your choice. You pick. Like, who do you want to pick? And I'm like, I don't know anything. Like, I don't know who to vote for and it's that same thing with law and grace. Like, all they ever knew was the law, those 600 or 800, whatever it was, amount of things that they had to know to do on a daily basis. And then Jesus like, it's all good. Like, let's just go with grace. Like, I forgive you. I love you. God loves you enough. He's going to forgive you. Let's just make it work. And they're like, no. You got to fast. No, I don't. Like, I don't. It was, that's a suggestion, but I don't have to do it.
Yes. Yeah. As he said, he came to fulfill the law, not do away with it, right? But yeah, he didn't follow most of it, right?
So when he's talking about the garment, like you don't put new cloth on old garment or old cloth on new garment because it's going to stretch, it's going to rip, it's going to not fit right in the end. And then the wineskins are the same thing. You can't put new wine in old wineskins or,
Okay, well, so most people don't make wine or know what a wineskin is. So let's back up a little bit.
All right, wineskins were actually animal skin that was used to ferment the wine. So they would pour the freshly made wine into the wineskin, a brand new wineskin of an animal fur that had been sewn together or whatever, so that it could ferment. And when it ferments, it swells.
Yeah.
It expands and stretches that wineskin.
Yeah.
And it stretches it to the point where it's almost broken.
Well, skin was meant to stretch. We all know that, right?
And so if you take an old wineskin that's already been stretched and is more brittle, and you put new wine in it and you fill it to its new capacity, it's going to stretch it beyond its capabilities, and it's going to bust.
Yep.
And the same with that a piece of patch on your jeans. Or cloth. It had to be cloth. But when it would shrink, the old would not shrink, but the new would. And if you already made the patch, it's going to tear the old where the sewing is.
Yeah.
That's the same as trying to fit the law and grace together. Like, there's no way you can do it.
Okay.
Like, that, Jesus is basically saying, you if you try, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
It's not going to work. You can't take grace and put it in the law, and you can't put law in the grace. It's just not going to work.
Yeah. I love that. That's such a cool way to explain that. But yeah, some of these parables can be a little confusing, but I know we've talked a lot about sort of like that law, that grace. And I feel like when we were, I don't know, it was during Easter too. We talked a lot about how you can't have, kind of how you have to have the death of sin and everything in order to have the grace and the love. And it's just, it's so cool.
Yeah, I mean, you take the law, and the law says you have to punish.
Yeah.
It has to be done. And grace says Jesus took the punishment.
Yeah.
It's all good. We good on the punishment end because it is tetelestai.
That's right. It is finished.
It is finished. Like, Jesus took that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't know. And parables, the thing that makes them hard for us to understand is they were spoken in the way they were spoken to a group of people who knew exactly what Jesus meant.
Yeah.
We don't do this. We don't have cloth that would shrink and the way it does. Like, our stuff's pre-shrunk when you get it, and you get patches that are pre-shrunk or whatever. You don't have to stress over, will it rip my new dress or will it rip this? No.
Yeah.
Everybody doesn't make their own wine, but back then they didn't have clean water. So wine would have been their common drink. So everybody had wineskins in their house. And when they would just go out and pick fruit, they make their own wine. And it's like, oh, well, I got to put it in a new wineskin. Well, everyone in that time frame knew exactly what Jesus meant. When we read it, we're going, what in the world's he talking about?
Right, exactly. Yeah. Well, and wine, so fermentation is a natural process. Like, people, they don't always realize this, but like, yeast and things that ferment, they're everywhere. They're all in our atmosphere. And so like, they didn't have to it's not like modern technology today where they do all this stuff to get this certain type of wine. They literally just, I think, put the juice in and let the natural fermenting processes. And in the process of that, the juice and everything, like it gets cleansed by that, just like we put alcohol on wounds because it cleans. Like, yeah, the fermentation process made that wine a cleaner drink than, to your point, that well water or whatever. So yeah, the wine was the healthier option. I'm all about that.
And yeah, so that's why everybody's like, well, Jesus drank all the time. That's pretty much the only choice he had.
Yeah.
I mean, if not boiling water and, you got to do all that, they're just going to take the wine. So
right.
It's not drinking to get drunk. It was
right.
Just, that's their drink.
Yeah, he's not doing keg stands, people. No. He's just having that glass of wine with his buds. But no, that's a really great parable to, like when we're talking about love being the grape, and now we've got our old wine and our new wine. And yeah, it's all about Jesus came to do a new thing. And so if you are stuck in the law, if you are stuck in your sin, if you have not had that born again life, you're that old wineskin, you're that old garment, and it's time to put on new.
In the born again to live vernacular, I guess we can say that it is not the religion, it's the relationship. Again, Jesus crossed that threshold. He buried the religion part of it.
Yeah.
Because that's what the law is. The law is I'm looking at the church up on the hill thinking that that's what they do. Like, I'm not saying that church particularly, but the church is, you are in the church, you do this, you have to be perfect, you have to do this, 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 and this. Grace says, come as you are.
Yeah.
Because that's how Jesus came. He didn't care if he was in a leopard's colony or where he was.
Feasting with the prostitutes and tax collectors.
And if Mary Magdalene needed healed in the prostitute district, he walked in there and he came as he was and he didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't ask Nicodemus to change to come talk to him. He didn't ask any of those people to change when they got healed. He didn't go to the pool of Bethesda and say, go get a bath, get cleaned up, and then I'll come back and I'll heal you.
Yeah.
He said, no, right now, get up and walk. So that's what the grace does, is it does what religion couldn't do.
Yeah.
And we get so caught up on the do's and don'ts that we forget that Jesus came to save us. He didn't come to tell you you're doing it wrong. He came to just say, hey, listen, I got a new way. I'm doing a new thing. I forgive you. Just walk with me.
Yeah. Well, and just, we're not even going to pick on churches, but just people in general, we don't like change. Like, so you can only imagine Jesus comes along with this new ministry, this new way of doing everything. And the people are loving it because they are under the rule of the Pharisees, right? They're just like, you mean there's hope for me too? Because they all just thought they were wretched sinners, and the only good people were the Pharisees and the Sadducees. But yeah, I feel like we don't like new things. I know we've talked about this before, Eric, but like there are those churches that say, oh, you can't have any instruments. You can only sing from the Psalms. You have to dress a certain way. You have to give a certain amount or whatever, like these rules that we do. And, with Big Blue, even like we are that picture of grace because we're not even a church building, but, there are churches that are like, I can't believe you're baptizing. I can't believe you're worshiping. You're not even a church. And it's like, but what does Jesus say the church is? It's his people. Yeah. So, I don't know, like if this is kind of hitting a twinge on you listeners, like maybe it's a check in the spirit that says, I'm struggling with change. And I mean, hey, we all struggle with change. Like it's inevitable in this world that nothing ever stays the same except God. But yeah, if you've just been holding on to these beliefs about how religion should go, about how things should work in your church or how your spiritual walk should be, because guess what? Your walk isn't going to look like your son, your friend, your grandkids' walk. Everyone's got a different path. And so, yeah, if you're just somebody that's a little bit too afraid of change, and again, I know sometimes, Eric, it comes from this heart of like, I don't want to be wrong. I don't want to make God mad. I don't want to upset him. It's grace. Just give it to God and he'll tell you, and he'll steer you. His Holy Spirit will put you front and center.
Have you seen the movie Jesus Revolution?
Yeah.
That's what was so radical about that movement was that, well, in that movie, like that pastor was like the normal church.
Yeah.
And then when he just saw that Jesus accepted these people that were hippies, he's like, all right, I'm going to open my doors up. And it was such a radical thing for them to be accepted as they were and who they were. And I love the best scene in that whole movie is when that guy's like, they're going to ruin the new carpet. So he just makes this line and washes their feet.
Yeah.
As he walk in the church, and the guy's like looking at him, he's like, solve the problem. What do you
Yeah.
Well, it's that radical transformation that you're accepted who you are. Like he didn't say, put on dress clothes and come to church. He let them walk in as hippies and do their thing. And that's kind of my picture of Jesus back in this day, going to the slums and being like, you know, those Pharisees up there say you're not allowed to worship God. Guess what? I am God. And
yes, absolutely. Yeah, that was such a good movie, Eric. And I don't think it was until I saw that movie that I realized like that whole kind of that 80s sort of Christian movement was sort of birthed out of these, you know, 70s hippies getting saved. But, you know, they were looking for something. Like what they wanted was community and love and peace and fellowship and like everything they were searching for that they thought was going to make this ideal utopian world. Everything they were looking for was in Jesus, and like they connected the dots. And I think it's no wonder they were so just easily locked in and on board, because they had been looking for something different than that sort of a chicken in every pot, a car in every garage, work until you're dead kind of mentality that they were raised by their parents in the 50s and coming off of the war. Like it really makes so much sense, that cultural shift. And but yeah, there was a picture that I found not too long ago, Eric, of when we all went to see that.
Oh, yeah.
They came up on one of my memories. And man, that was a big group of kids. And they're all so little in that picture, Eric. Oh, my gosh.
That was a really good.
That was a great
I watched it again the other night. Like it was on, I think it's on Netflix or something. And I just put it on and just watched it because it is such a good.
And I feel like it's coming back around, that I know we're going to talk about that soon as well. But we are in the midst of a Jesus revolution.
And of course, I'm in the House of David series watching it. And Amazon put out a House of David Beyond, House of David, whatever. Greg Laurie, the main character of that movie, who's the now pastor and all that stuff, he explored the set and everything and was going through with his wife and looking at what's going on over there and how they're doing it and stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to just see like the real life guy that basically went through this transformation of, I need something real, and then there's God.
Wait, he's in the movie?
He's not. He's in the Beyond.
Oh, I see.
Edition. It's like behind the scenes.
Yeah. He's hosting,
but he's like the one who hosts it, and it's pretty cool to like just see that. That's if you watch that movie, like he came from just a solid druggie, wanting freedom to like God in a heartbeat. It was so
yeah, that's so cool. All right, so have we done the parable of the new wineskins and the old cloth? Have we done it justice?
I hope so. And if you don't understand it, I don't know what to tell you.
Reach out
to us. We'll get it figured out. No.
Absolutely.
It's all about law and grace, man. It's
just the grace.
You can't live in law, but you can live in grace.
That's it. Absolutely. All right.
Yep.
We'll be back tomorrow. Sounds good. See you tomorrow.